Okay, Assalamu alaikum. We're doing a new section now, and it's banking, loans, and investments. Okay, it's very, very simple, so I'm not going to be spending too much time on it. I'm just going to read through the notes and give you a few examples to do, right? Okay, so it says here different types of bank accounts. The main characteristics of the different types of bank accounts available today are summarized according to the function they perform, right? So if you look at the headings first, we have a savings account, then we have a fixed deposit account, and we have a check or a current account, and then on the other side of the page later on, we'll see we have credit cards, right? So today we're only concentrating on the savings account here, right? So a savings account, how does it work and what do we use it for, right? So we did an example yesterday about the interest on the savings account, and I'm going to turn back to it just now. Let's just read the advantages. So the advantages of having a savings account: these accounts allow the customer to earn money on their liquid assets in the form of interest, right? So if we go here, a liquid asset is assets that are easily converted to cash. Okay, so you can convert this to cash quickly. So this is a liquid asset. It means it's your asset, your account is your asset, and you can get money out of it, right? And when we do the fixed deposit, you'll see why they call this a much more liquid asset than a fixed deposit asset, right? So now we're earning interest on the account every month, right? So that's an advantage of it. They are useful in that they allow regular access to money. Okay, so you are allowed to access your savings account and you're allowed to withdraw from your savings account. So you are allowed to access your money all the time, right? The balance on a savings account can change daily and interest is calculated daily, right? So we'll go back to this example here. So have a look at this example here. You remember we went through this in one of the other videos. If you haven't, please watch the video. So this is giving you an example of a savings account, right? So what you can see here, it's very simple, a savings account, because all you have is a balance that you've put in. You're trying to save money in an account. You do not have a debit card or a credit card. You don't pay your expenses from your savings account. Those all fall into a check account, right? So what you're doing is you're basically saving money, and then sometimes when you need the money you take it out. Sometimes when you have extra money you're depositing money in there, right? So in the first year, you can see we went through this. You had 5,000 rand, then you withdrew 1,000 rand, and then it's showing that your savings account has become 4,000 rand, right? Then the bank is obviously, those are bank charges. They charge you for running an account. Every time you withdraw money, every time you deposit money, they're charging you an account, and they're charging you a fee, right? Here's a cash deposit. So you've put money into your savings account now, and then you have a transfer where you've transferred money from there and you've given it to somebody else, or you've paid one of your accounts with it, right? So then we did the interest. I'm not focusing on that part of it. That's in the other video, right? So your interest is earned. You remember we did it. It's earned daily on your savings account. So that is the advantage that they give you with the savings account, that you put money into there and then it carries on accumulating interest. And also it's a way of saving money. So you know you've put that cash aside and you've saved that money for yourself, right? Now, please remember, on an Islamic note, this is not a very good option for us as Muslims, because the only method of earning money here is that you're earning interest, and interest is, I've told you guys repeatedly, it's totally haram. So, but that doesn't mean you don't need to have a savings account. What you can do is have a savings account. You can give the interest away, and you also have Islamic savings account where they don't you don't earn interest, and then they allow you to minus your bank charges and those kind of advantages, right? But what a savings account allows you to do is to take some extra cash and put it away and save it, either for a rainy day or to know that you're accumulating some money for yourself. So if you want to buy something that has a big cost, you can also save up some money and then later on buy an iPad or a phone or something that you're looking towards saving for, right? So from a student's point of view, this is what applies to you, a savings account. And actually, when you go to the bank, if you show that you're a student, then you don't get any bank charges. So it's a nice option for students to keep an account, and then every time you have some extra money, you deposit it into there, or if your parents give you an allowance, then you tell them to put it into your savings account. And in this way, you are starting to learn how to save money and to manage your money better, right? So let's go into disadvantages. The disadvantages, but cannot be used directly as money. Okay, so why are they saying that? Is because you don't have a card on it. You can't go to the shop and use your savings account to buy something with a debit card. No, right? So your money is in that account, but the disadvantage, you can't use it directly as money. You would have to go to the ATM and withdraw it and then take the money and go to the shop, right? But have no check or credit card facilities for payment, right? They have no check or credit card facilities for payment. So you can't go to the bank and say, give me a checkbook and a credit card on my savings account. It's a savings account. You're saving money in there. You're not using it for payments, right? But only added onto the account at the end of the month, right? So what they're saying here is that the balance on the savings account, the interest is only added on at the end of the month. Okay, it's a disadvantage because if you're looking towards collecting that interest, then you get it at the end of the month. But as I told you, let's try not to work on that for us, right? Withdrawals from a saving account are occasionally costly and are sometimes time consuming, right? So what has to happen is you have to go to an ATM, you have to withdraw the money, and then you'll see in this example here, you can see all the time that you are withdrawing money, they're charging you a deposit, a bank fee for withdrawing that money. Every time you're depositing, they're charging you a figure to put it in there, right? So that's a disadvantage of it. Due to the liquidity of this type of account, the interest rates are low. So you don't earn a lot of interest on this because it's based on banking liquidity, and because you can withdraw the money quickly from here. It's not like a fixed deposit where you keep it for a long time. You're keeping money for short periods of time, so the interest rates become low. Okay, if we look for halal options, there's always halal options to go and invest your money. So it's not necessary to save it with the intention of earning the interest, but what is a good idea to keep the savings account so that you're accumulating some funds for yourself, so you're accumulating some liquidity for yourself, and when you need the money, then you actually have a savings account to go to and to try to use that money for yourself, right? So that's all. Basically, I'm going to put this is not your textbook, so I'm going to put this note up for you guys. So for today, that's it for today. It's just about savings accounts, right? If you have a saving account, then look through your statement and see how it works, and go through this example here where it gives you the savings account, right? I'll put up a picture for you, and then it's showing you what is happening with your savings account, how you're depositing into it, how you're withdrawing into from it. And then those questions will probably be based on whatever you're seeing in this example here, right? So for today, I've skipped the homework. I haven't given you homework except to read through these notes and go through that example on the previous page and to catch up all your previous work, right? Jazakallah.